The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 80, NASDAQ up 81, S&P's up 13.5, gold contract down $2, trading $19.44 an ounce. You got silver up 6 cents, $27.43 an ounce. Light sweet crude up $1.82, $49.44 a barrel. Notes and bonds. You get the 10-year down 7 ticks, 137.28. The 30-year off almost a full point, or 30 ticks, 172.03. And King Dollar. King Dollar right now down 104 ticks, 89.765. The euro is out here at 122. The yen is at 102.91, and the British pound's at 135 to 1 U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
It's election day again in America, man.
It's election day. It's high volatility, and you better hold on for the ride out here today, folks, because it's going to be a good one, man.
I imagine. I'm surprised by that open, but we're going to find out, man. Today, tomorrow, lots in play today. Let's see what happens.
Huge amount in play. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks at TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, as they do every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we're going to kick the year off right. No two ways about that. And don't forget, folks, every trading day right here, 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. You want to understand the option market, option strategies, futures, outstanding program. You're right on our website at TFNN. If you haven't test driven yet the Thinkorswim platform, it's a professional platform. You just hit the button, bring it up. They'll allow you to trade with paper money. You can follow Kevin and his team every trading day. Kevin Hicks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. Happy New Year, everybody. Great to be back with you guys.
Totally.
I think, here's the way you got to look at the beginning of the year, right? Everyone's got a zero P&L.
Yeah.
And last year's home run won't win this year's game. So, we're starting out with a little volatility. I think Tommy hit it right on the head. I think uncertainty about the election tomorrow is causing a little, just look at the gold market, just look at the VIX, and look at the same action in early November. Tommy, it's exactly the same as it was then. Actually, gold is almost getting up to the exact same levels that it was that first week in November. And so we'll see. I think a Republican win is good for stocks. I think a split is good enough for stocks. And I think a Democratic win is a little dicier, guys.
Yeah, what's going to be interesting, Kevin, is that VIX really nailed it yesterday, man. I mean, it was pretty amazing at the beginning of the day, and I know you were behind the machine, and, things were calm, but the VIX was up, and then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, it went like, whoa, here we go, man. It's like...
Right, and the VIX was higher pre-open.
I know!
As the futures were lower.
I know,
it's a big whipsaw in today's VIX as well.
Yeah, and when we talk, folks, okay, that's why you got to understand the option market, man. I can't figure out why it can be so consistent. I mean, we know that we're still in the speculation business, but it seems that out of indices or anything that I really look at, when that thing starts registering, man, you got to pay attention to it, man. I mean, it seems like it's whether it's a day. I mean, in this case, it was, It was 3 hours.
Yeah.
And, I looked at the computer. I thought I was seeing things, and I was listening to your program, right? And I had jumped in the car. So I'm listening. So picture this, folks, okay? You got to picture something, right? I was in the office. I had to run somewhere. So I had trades on. I'm listening to it. I got my phone on, right? And then, things are calming down. And then all of a sudden, boom, here it goes again. I just said, oh, my God, I got to get back to the office quick here.
Yeah, and that's what, trading or positions, as I like to call them, feel like children that you've got to constantly pay attention to. And sometimes if you take your eyes off them, you feel like you can't.
Right. That's
they
a
miss
fact,
the hitting
man.
when you don't have your eyes on them sometimes.
There's no doubt, man.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
When the cat's away, the mouse will play, man.
Exactly.
So data this morning just had a nice Institute for Supply Management just came out with their manufacturing index. Big beat there.
Yes.
60.7. That number just came out at 9 o'clock. That's a nice beat. They were actually looking for a slight decrease from last month. That came out with a big beat. So that's probably helping to firm up the market as well. But I think they'll still be. I think there's still a lot of uncertainty out there about the election tonight. So we'll see how this plays out. All you can do is buckle up and hang on for dear life
and trade it. Yeah, what is pretty wild. There's no doubt when you look at the aspect of some of these valuations. We haven't seen valuations like this in a long period of time. I mean, I'm not talking about like the Apple and Amazon. Those companies are solid beyond belief. But we know we got these high flyers, man. And a couple of these high flyers, man, they've taken them down like 50%. I'm talking about like the Robinhood stocks, but we got to pay attention to them because guess what? That's all the new traders out there, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, just look at the poster child for what you're talking about, Tom, is Zoom Video.
Yes.
Right. Zoom Video got up to $588. It's now trading $350.
Oof.
Now that doesn't mean that Zoom Video is a bad company.
Right.
That doesn't mean that Zoom Video is not going to be unbelievably successful for decades and decades because they are clearly the leader in stay-at-home conferencing, and that probably won't change in the near future. But at some point, we talk about this on the show all the time, at some point, no matter what the stock is, I want to be long it, and at some point, no matter what the company is, I want to be short it.
Yes.
And Zoom went straight up to 588 it got to 588 in October of this year. And now it's 353.
Oh yeah.
This morning. So it doesn't mean that you can't trade these and put on, stocks don't go straight up. Great companies and valuations that get out of whack tend to, over time, come back in line. And Zoom Video is a perfect example of what happened in the last year with this economy.
Yeah. And what's amazing is that Zoom was turned into, like, Kleenex, okay? Because I was on a Zoom call the other day. Well, people setting up, they say, okay, we're on a Zoom call. They sent me a link. I hit it. And it's a Cisco call. It's not Zoom. But I'm saying to myself,
right.
Oh, that's if you're on a call now, you call it a Zoom call, period. No matter what
right.
type of platform that you're actually using. Because I had Zoom, and then I said, I got to hit the Cisco button to basically do the Cisco Teams or whatever that was. It was very easy, but it just cracked me up that I says, okay, that's where we are now. Everything's going to be Zoom, or, in general.
Yeah, it's Cisco WebEx, it's Microsoft Teams, and soon it will be Salesforce Slack.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so there is competition, right, for Zoom. Yeah. So they're not going to dominate, but they're certainly one of the major players.
No doubt.
That being said, 588 might have been a bit much, guys.
Yeah. Right here, folks, 45 minutes from now, outstanding show. Kevin, you have a great one, safe one. We look forward to the show.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you. Stay right there, Kevin. Folks. Tommy and I come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. Do you have broken or unwanted jewelry, diamonds, watches, coins, silverware, and other collectibles that you'd like to turn into cash? Tiger Precious Metals and Stones will pay fair market value. We make it easy to turn your precious metals that are sitting around in your house into cash. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245, and he will walk you through our safe and secure process. Andy has been in the business buying and selling precious metals for over 15 years. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 64. You get the Nasdaq up 78. S&P's up 12. You know, Tom, this market's a little shaky, man. It's
yeah, I think it is, man. I think it's not properly pricing in the risk for, like Kevin said, a Democratic win that's going to be higher taxes, and I think it would lead to a little bit of a shock in the market. And I'm surprised it's not reacting. It's just a lot of uncertainty, man.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of uncertainty geared around a monumental election. I mean, it's on any other.
Notwithstanding that, I mean, I think these valuations are so high anyway. I mean, so
coming into,
yeah, right.
I mean, if we were sitting at, a mediocre level in the S&P, I'd say, yeah, it doesn't have to factor in that we've been making all-time highs, since
every day,
basically November 10th,
right.
Like every single day,
right?
Right. And a lot of that was factored in on, number one, the vaccine for sure, the effectiveness, but then the other side of that was that the market was going to love that there wasn't going to be any drastic rises to corporate taxes, there wasn't going to be any drastic rises on the wealthy, and that looks to be like 60-40 in one way or the other. It's pretty close.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a close call.
Yeah.
And, what you had, folks, I heard you talking about this on the air this morning, Tommy. We love it in Florida. There's no doubt about that. But let me tell you something. The state, for something that's, they when this first happened, the unemployment, the people that were going on unemployment, It was terrible, folks. Okay, the bottom line is that these systems were down. And the same thing with getting the COVID shot.
Yeah, the vaccine rollout.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mess. It's
a complete mess.
And they absolutely have no legitimate reason now, because there's no doubt the unemployment, that probably wasn't, they didn't have a reason for that either. But this here is 9 months later.
It's pretty unfortunate that you couldn't envision. You just needed a website to sign people up for vaccine shots 10 months in.
And all they got to do, you know what they're going to have to do again? They're going to, the last time, the unemployment site, they had to go over to Amazon, get Amazon people to fix their site. They're going to have to do the same thing.
I don't know why you didn't do it in the get-go. I mean, who are you managing? This isn't going to be a monument. It's not saying it's easy, folks, but, we got millions of dollars behind this plan with every, it's something that can be done pretty easily when you think about how important it is and the money that's behind it. And you reach out to some of the best in the business to say, hey, I need a website. I mean, how many orders does Amazon process a minute when it's firing off? You can't tell me that you couldn't have talked to somebody that said, listen, I need any person that shows up that wants to book an appointment, I need that book, automatically, dynamically updating with appointments that are open, and I need it to never close. And that's it. It's like, that's it. Don't let it go down. Book. Yeah. So, and, to add to it, the awareness is a problem, because I talked to you yesterday.
Right.
And just to bring it, because it's not you, it's everybody. I said, and you weren't aware, actually, that they're booking appointments.
Right.
Where was nobody even knows? This is going to be a long battle in the market, paying attention to that as well. I mean, how do we even know, that they weren't available? Why wasn't there a messaging of, you have to contact your county, which is what it was. It's actually available. Nobody really even knows that yesterday, we are hyper aware. Like, everybody at TFNN is hyper aware of the news. You have to be, Most people are not, folks. Most people are too busy in their daily life of just earning a wage, living their life, to stay glued to the news that we almost have to, even if it's just the news of what the market is doing, right? Of how things are playing out. People don't know that, man. So we'll see.
Right. And so what we're talking about specifically, folks, and I was trying to get on that just so we can get this thing clear.
Yeah.
The Florida Department of Health has a website. It's crashed. It's crashed all weekend. No one can get on it. They decided to can that last night, and now they got a phone number they can call. Okay?
Yeah. And they had a phone number yesterday. They were trying to take appointments.
Right.
The plan was to take them yesterday.
Either. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and they can't get through on the phones. You can't get through on the website. The plan was to take appointments yesterday, start shots today.
Right.
And it's a mess.
And that's everyone.
Yeah. That was Pinellas and Hillsborough, which is what we know best. St. Pete, Clearwater, Tampa.
Right. Pretty wild, man.
Bringing it back to the market, man, you got the S&Ps pulling back a little bit. We're up 6 points now. We're up 20. Combine that into the fact that, that election, man, it's going to decide a lot about taxes for sure. I don't think that's a horrible impact on society, but on stocks, you're going to see some of these valuations, man, if they have to pay some taxes, not going to be at record, exorbitant levels.
Yeah. If we go take a look at some of the high volume, and what you had yesterday, folks, is this. You had come off the highs with volume. Now, normally when you come off the highs with volume, you're going to get a larger correction than normal. So we'll see how this shakes out. But if we end up getting some decent volume today, you can see the SPY, we came down there with 110 million. The Qs did the same thing. And what I've found is that when you come off these highs with volume, your probability is much higher that you're going to get a little bit bigger correction. The number to keep your eye on in the Qs, by the way, is 303.50. Well, long way from it. We're at 310. But that's going to be an important number, folks, because if that gets back inside the lower range, then guess what? Markets are rage-bound, man. So that is going to be a big number, no doubt about it. The dollar still can't hold price. The dollar rejected lower price yesterday, but the bottom line, it's still hanging out there. So metals are still game. The gold's flat out here, 1947. Silver up 14 cents, 27.50. They went after the platinum market. Tom, did you see this move? Watch this. One of the Tigers showed me this move yesterday. This is something else, man.
They sure did.
Folks, normally they do this to the gold market, but the gold market must have been too strong yesterday, and they decided to do it to the platinum market. Platinum went from a price point yesterday of 1142, and that was it. That was at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then goes all the way down to 1082. I mean,
I have even on my chart 1055.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
That is something else, man. I'm telling you.
Can you go to the description of that chart and see what's you're looking at max moves there that are pretty close when you're talking about almost $100. Up limit, doesn't down. I wonder what. Down. That wasn't.
Yeah, 1 second. That's interesting. Normally they have the number on it.
Down limit.
Huh. Just says point.
So value of 1 point
0.
was, so check this out, right? Just even, that's enough. So stay there for a second.
Yeah.
Value of 1 point was $50. You went from $11.42 to $10.55. You went about $90. If you go 100, that's $5,000. So it basically took out anybody's initial speculator. That was a full run. It wiped out everybody 100%. If you put up speculator money, you were wiped out from highs to low yesterday.
Right, and the platinum market, folks, is not that liquid. I mean, you can see there's only 82 under contracts that are traded out here today. That's not a lot of contract volume for futures, that's for sure. So it's going to be a wild one laying out here. Let's go look inside the Dow. The Dow is the first one that seems to be giving it up here. You're only up 16 points right now. Inside the Dow, taking it south is that you have Walmart. It's not bad, though, only minus 11 points. Amgen 11, Visa 9. Boeing's putting 30 positive points. Caterpillar 17. Yeah, you got a yin and yang here. There's nothing really strong and nothing really weak inside that Dow, kind of laying out. Who wants to buy right now anyway, man? I mean,
I can't believe we're positive today. With listen, I'm not positive in the short term today, man. The risk is to the downside with everything hanging right now. That's my view.
There you go. Dow Industrials up 22, Nasdaq up 64, S&P's up 8.5. Tommy and I come right back, folks.
Hi, folks. Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials up 26, Nasdaq's up 67, S&Ps are up 8.5. And let's go see what we do have moving in the higher volume equities out here this morning. Hey, that move of Microsoft was something else yesterday, man.
There were so many. There were so many moves. Even I know Microsoft almost $10. I brought up Disney almost had $10 intraday yesterday.
Did it? Wow.
Yeah, huge moves.
So Microsoft today is down 84. You got Apple up $1.50. Walmart's down 148. That's a big move for Walmart in the way down. Interesting, man.
Yeah, and Walmart had plowed higher yesterday, even with the market. So there's something special going on there. I'm not sure if that's shutdowns. I'm not sure if it's just some individual equity news. But I had seen them yesterday, man. If you saw, they were one of the few that traded up and Target traded lower. So I don't know what's going on, if there was something special I hadn't looked at, but a little bit of a difference. But Walmart still above even where it opened yesterday, even though they're down 1% right now. So they're trading inverse to the market. There's weird divergences going on right now, man.
There's no doubt. And how about, this one is a trip, folks. J.P. Morgan comes out and, bottom line, one of the analysts there saying, what was the number, Tom, 146,000?
146K.
Yeah, on Bitcoin. Now, what's intriguing about that, too, is that, Jamie Dimon had changed his mind. I mean, first off, Jamie Dimon come out and says, listen, Bitcoin's the biggest fraud in the world, okay? Then, bottom line, about a year and a half ago, he says, I was wrong, okay? But these numbers that these people are coming up with, folks, okay, listen, if you're Bitcoin and you made a lot of money, God bless you. I hope you freaking make billions, But I don't see it. Every time that I'm looking at this, I'm trying, what this guy was talking about. So picture, what this guy was talking about, he was actually talking about that, the thing's going to be liquid and all that. It's not liquid, man. I mean, liquid means that you can buy or sell something. Well, particularly to me, liquid means you can sell something. You can always buy something. You can buy houses, you can buy cars. Try to sell them. Do you know what I mean? You want to buy them, great. Now you got to sell them. In Bitcoin's case, it's trading 32,000. You get a little selling, we get down 4,000 or 5,000 in a day. I just don't get it, man. I just don't. So we'll see where the whole thing shakes out. It doesn't mean that it can't go to 400,000. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I don't
understand it fundamentally well enough, but there is kind of an active market on many different exchanges. The problem is they differ somewhat more so than, but there is kind of a market there if you want to go sell Bitcoin. So it's pretty liquid in that, there's not a market if you want to sell your house. There is, but it's, if you want to sell it in the next 5 minutes, it's not going to be at fair value.
Right. No, that's my point more than anything, I guess.
Well, Bitcoin, but here's the difference, though, is that so here's where I look at the difference is that if you want to sell a house in 5 minutes, you can't get fair value, right? Because the market needs time to assess it. You get an inspection. You have all the buyers that have to show up on their radar. Then they all combine to see where supply equals demand. Well, the fair value for Bitcoin just changes like a lot in 24 hours. So you actually do have liquidity. It's just that the value is changing so dramatically because it's all a theoretical value. So you do actually have it's like, what's the price of Bitcoin? Well, guess what, man? Today it's 34,000, but tomorrow a fair price might be 22,000. It might.
Yeah.
That's the idea,
I get it, right.
In the same way, though, to highlight, I wanted to bring up some of the bearish nature. So talk about a tantalizing headline, right? How many times are people going to say the word J.P. Morgan today just because they put out that Bitcoin's going to 146,000? I wonder how many mentions they're going to get on financial news just for this headline. And they say, this implies considered a long-term target, unsustainable price target for this year. They give all of these types of, we believe price levels would prove unsustainable if you start getting to 50 or 100,000. So they have a lot of unsustainable, but in the, and I mentioned on it's not the same as gold, man, because for the point I just told you, gold actually has a store value that's not theoretical. It's a store value.
Right. Yeah. Let's go to our man Jose in Lakeland. Hey, Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, fellas. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Let's make it a great one.
I can see you got a heck of a nice gift there, Tom, with that nice sweater you got on there. That's a nice looking haberdash. You pulled that out of the haberdash.
It's funny. I think I've had this a few years, and I just found it last night.
Oh,
Gotta love
that's a
it.
beauty. Hey,
Thank you.
Hey, Tom, look at what's going on with oil. Up a couple bucks. I know the oil feeds over there in the Middle East did some negotiating. Is that why it's up?
Well,
And
here,
where's it going?
let's look at the oil market. I know we're going to look at MRO afterwards, but that MRO looks really good, man. Let's go to the oil market first. Okay, so let me see. Active contract. So we're up $2 right now. Boy, you got monster volume, man. I know this doesn't make any sense, folks, okay, but oil wants to move, man. You know, now, see,
OPEC made some decisions overnight, obviously, as far as cutting back on production, right?
Yeah, and this technically is one of these classics, folks. You've heard me talk about this before. You go to a higher high, you don't hold price, but you have volume. And I've seen that, you know, this is really fast today. We're right back topside. But this is an ABC up, man. And this is a big ABC up. Let me look at this for a second. This would be crazy.
Are you talking about the oil itself, the $49?
Yeah, the contract. The contract. It looks like the contract. Oh, my God. This is crazy. 35, approximately 45, $14, 46. That's telling me oil wants to go to $60, man. So that's what it looks like. And you know, if we go back over to MRO, I mean, oil looks like it's going to go to $60. We go back over to MRO, and this could be an ABC up too, man. You know, you got, and if it is, I mean, you know, you're going to need, at $7.46, you need 40 million shares. And if it is, you get 746. It's a big one. 3, so it's $4, which would get you 1027.
Wow. Okay. So last week you were talking 840, 880, but if you get the volume at what price? 740.
Yes. So the first one, the 840 I gave you, that's the swing point from the 12th. No, from the 12th of. Well, hold on. I got that. The week of the 12th of June. That's what that is. But you know, if you get the volume on that B point, and you get wide price spread today, man, and you get volume behind the move. So if you get the volume at 746, you want to see more than 40 million shares traded.
I got you. Tom, on Cadence, CDNS, Cadence Design System, it's been a monster for 5 years, up 600, about 510%, 600% over 5 years. Has that got more room to go up, Cadence, CDNS?
It's parabolic right now, so I'd be careful. The business they're in, however, is dynamic, and there's a huge demand for it, man. You know, you can see, look at these numbers, man. They did $1.9 billion 5 years ago. They're going to be doing $2.8 billion, and they make money hand over fist, man. So
I get you. Listen, thanks. Goodbye, Donald Trump. So long. Thank you.
Take care, man. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. Dow just went negative, down 19. Nasdaq up 60. S&P's up 3.5. Tommy and I come right back. Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. Are you looking to buy or sell gold, silver, platinum, coins, or bullion? We can help. At Tiger Precious Metals and Stones, we specialize in the buying and selling of gold, silver, as well as collectible U.S. and foreign coins. We not only buy your unwanted or broken jewelry, but you can trade that in for gold and silver coins, too. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245 for a quote over the phone and to lock in the current market price. Call us now at 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 22, Nasdaq up 67, S&Ps are up 3.5. So let's see, DKNG. We got a couple questions from the Tigers out here.
I like it. We're going to talk gambling, we're going to talk cannabis, and we're going to talk gold.
Look at that. DraftKings. Okay, so the low for the year is 10, the high 64. You're trading at 45.30. Okay, so now DraftKings, Tom, that's the one that you can, you bet on the teams and all this stuff?
It is, but they're legalized gambling in the states that have it now. So it's a fantasy site that began, but as the states have begun to legalize straight-out sports betting, they also have, straight-out bet the line, bet the favorite, bet the over, bet the under, the whole deal.
Right.
Of course, yeah. And, whether it's Jersey, Vegas, Delaware, I think Michigan might be coming in the mix right now. Funny story, I was talking to our cousin Matthew, right?
Yeah.
New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. He lives in Jersey, man, where it's legal. So he said, I told this story. It's amazing how these companies are bringing people on, right? So what happened? He usually goes down maybe to the local horse racing track, right, for the Kentucky Derby. Maybe he goes down, maybe he puts a bet down on the track with his mom, right? They go down for the day. Well, everything was closed down for the Kentucky Derby. But what can you do? You can bet online for the Kentucky Derby. So he creates an account for the Kentucky Derby because he lives in the state. And what happens? Before he knows it, said, oh, did you know that you can play live blackjack right now with your credit card? Did you know that you can bet on sports games right now with your account right now? So you can see how people are going to get sucked into the system, or not. Just it's rapidly expanding beyond just people hooked on it.
For sure.
Hopefully they keep those people in check with their risks and the amount of deposits. But it was interesting. He was talking about it within those states.
Wow.
But go ahead. Yeah.
So if you're looking to buy this, I would just let this pull back to the breakout area. I mean, it's almost there. I mean, well, it's not almost there. You get a high out here of 64. The bottom of this breakout area brings it somewhere into 34. You're at 45 right now. That's kind of, you can see it's coming down with really light volume. I mean, it doesn't mean it has to come down there, but that's how we kind of trade that out.
That's going to be a strong industry, man. If you're going to be a long-term buyer, for sure. That's as the states explode, for sure.
Oh, there's no doubt. And they're all going to need revenue, all the states. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good segue to cannabis because same deal. In certain states, it's expanding, long-term growth. And so you're looking at canopy growth. It's up again 3% today.
All the center stocks.
Listen, my take on this is that, if Democrats win the election, and we play odds, folks, even if it's not a 50% here, there's some risk rewards in playing the market. As you now have the S&Ps down 3. You can bet on 40% favorites, as in you can win 4 out of 10 times or something like that, but you might see an explosion in some of these equities if Democrats control and there'll be cannabis legalization, versus you might see an explosion to the downside in the brief short term in some of these equities. Even if Republicans are favored like 55%, even if whatever you want to get in, that's just how you want to think about things, man. Because this one in particular, so I know the question was like, what do you think about it? If I wanted to be in Canopy, I would get a little bit of a position in the long term.
Yeah, right.
Today.
For sure. Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with taking a 20%. If you want 100 shares, by 20 today. Wherever you're comfortable with.
Right.
Because it could pull back.
Oh, yeah.
If Democrats don't win, right? Long term, you have success. And I really think you might miss quite a pop if Democrats win those 2 seats, which is at least a 40% chance, if not higher.
And you might have an ABC up here, too.
Yes,
that's the way Canopy is set up right now. It's a pretty nice setup, man.
You're not at you're
not buying it. Plenty of people bought it at $60, $59.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Good point. You're not at an insane level. You've basically been chopping around at almost this level since the beginning of November. You were back at this level actually in January of this year. You were almost up at that level in February at 23.35. All right, so it's not out of whack in terms of
yeah. And
how about gold? Vista
Gold, yeah. So Vista Gold, folks. Bottom line, we'll see. We can definitely get Fred back on.
Is that Fred Ernest, their CEO, you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Bottom line is that it might take this thing on its way to 145. You're at $110. They smoked this thing, last week, but never got to the swing point, and it bounced right back. So it's broken its downtrend as had. Just about every gold stock out there. And, you get the break, same deal, the break with conviction, man. So, it's game on. And what does happen, this is what's important to understand inside the gold market, folks, is that you can see the silver stocks have taken off beyond belief, because it's silver at $27.49. Most of these silver companies get silver out of the ground, folks, for $6. The gold equities don't have spread like the silver equities do. So what ends up so that's on silver. On gold, what happens is that as gold goes higher, these small exploration companies like a Vista, they can go substantially higher, because all of a sudden something that just like on the border. Let's say gold's at 1949. I believe Vista in their preliminaries think they're going to get it out of the ground something like 1,400, 12 to 1,400, I believe. Well, that's speculation at this point, okay? And plenty of people can say, well, hey, what if you're wrong? You're wrong by $500? Guess what? You might be breaking even. Now, as that goes up, that's when you see these small companies go exponential, because all of a sudden they say, hey, man, you're at 2,200, you're 2,600, they're going to make money. And that's when the bigger ones want to come in, because they have millions of ounces in the ground, but the shovel hasn't hit the ground yet. And as soon as the shovel hits the ground, you're talking about a couple $2 billion to build a mine. Mines, folks, are very expensive. So they better make sure that by the time they build it, that gold's still at that price in order to make money, And Vista's in a good shape for that, because they're going to have all their licenses. And that's, if you're listening to Fred's interview, in fact, you go to YouTube and listen to that interview, that is the big plus there, that you'd be buying something that has the licenses, because the licenses are worth the bread. So, and, gold, we'll see whether it's an ABC up to 2,700. It might be. I mean, it's setting up like that, so.
It's been holding up well, man. Sitting right at 1950.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
And just like you mentioned, that's another one you love to see, a nice consolidation area, right? Gold's been chopping around for a while, man, depending on where you want to put that consolidation.
That's right. And when you get that and you get out of that, it's normally a really good move, and we've been consolidating for a long period of time.
I was just going to do some of these stocks, man. I feel like really, you look at Amazon, right? It doesn't get any clearer, man. I know we're coming into a break. We're going to wrap it. How about we end it with, check out this consolidation area that fits so cleanly in a nice little box, man. You're looking at basically from 3,000 up to maybe you call it 3,400, right? It peaked above it twice, but and you're talking about, folks, from June. It's January, all right? So Amazon's going nowhere, as in maybe Amazon deserves to be even higher, and the market just couldn't square itself sending a stock that's worth $1 trillion up to like $3 trillion or something. These are things I think about,
Yeah.
So that's why consolidations occur, so that people can kind of, get their heads in gear and say, does this thing really need to charge higher, this much higher? Well, we're going to find out, but we're talking about 6 months consolidations now for some of the strongest tech companies out there that regardless what happens with COVID, they're doing well.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. We have the Dow down 5, NASDAQ up 61, S&P's up 4. Come right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 36, NASDAQ's up 78, S&P's up 9.5. And the Secretary of State in Georgia, he's saying now that he thinks he's going to be able to give results tomorrow morning.
Okay.
That's going to be quick, man.
I was wondering. I hadn't really dug into it quite yet as to how that might, play out. But
this just come across the tape. So he's saying that he sees it tomorrow morning. He says if it's close, what will happen is that the absentee votes will make a difference.
Sure.
Bottom line, though.
Well, that's good. That means they're probably
evidently just on Fox News at 10:15 stating this. So
that means that they probably have made it through counting all of the mail-in ballots that have already come in, right? Because that's the problem is they're counting just the ballots that come in by whatever the cutoff is tonight, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., whatever it is. I guess in Georgia they can already start counting them, so that's good.
Yeah, big numbers.
A little certainty.
Yeah. Well,
maybe that's why the market just went back to positive territory.
It's intriguing, isn't it?
I'm serious.
There's no doubt, man.
Uncertainty is the devil, man. We don't want the uncertainty in this market. That's if you ever see a close one, folks, watch out tomorrow if we're not sure who won that one on top of everything else.
Yeah, I mean, when you're taking a look at this S&P, well, you know what's intriguing here? I'll do this quick. If you're going to from the highs to the lows yesterday, I think it was exactly a 0.50 retracement. It was. Look at that. Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
Like we did from the highs to the lows, folks. Okay, and when we popped this morning, we popped right to a 50% retracement. 37.52 is that, and we went to 37.14. Well, I guess that's interesting. Hold it. 37.12. Oh, there you go. 37.12 was the 50%. We went to 37.14. So, ride 'em, cowboy.
That's right.
You're gonna love it. Folks, stay right there. We got Think or Swim coming up next. And I'm Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Man, look at him, folks.